What's up? There we go. Yeah, I got my volume now. All right. Praise God to everybody out there. This is the Power Magazine radio show. And we up here in the studio. Yeah, it's been a while since we've been here, me and my co-host.
The lovely Ann.
The lovely Ann.
That's right.
Hey, listen, you said it for yourself.
I know.
Very lovely, and I'm blessed to be here with you. And I just thank God for you. And you're such a blessing to me.
We got a large topic to cover, and Dr. Umar, if you could just jump on, if you could just stay with us. I hope I did a good job introducing you, but you can tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Well, I just want to say, welcome, my brother. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, sister.
An intelligent
Yes,
black man.
Yes.
Thank you both. I'm glad to be back on the show.
Thank you.
As you mentioned, psychoacademic holocaust, the special education and ADHD wars against black boys is my first book, and now we're on the eve of the release of my second book, which will be out in September, entitled Black Parent Advocate, The Art of War for Dealing with America's Public and Charter Schools. So that Black Parent Advocate actually builds on the information in psychoacademic holocaust. And to summarize, there are 6 stages that the United States, government and social order, government being the official apparatus, social order being the population in general, 6 stages that they've created to deal with black boys. The first stage is miseducation, deliberate miseducation. It is intentional, and it happens whether or not there's 2 parents in the house or 1. It happens whether or not the family is impoverished or rich. It happens whether or not the parents are educated or not. It happens whether or not he listens to gangster rap, plays basketball, or his pants sag. The schools are designed to fail in our neighborhood. This is by design. It is deliberate. You can't have black boys being prepared for the future as well as white boys, because that upsets white privilege. It upsets the American social order. So intentionally, black boys are beginning 2 steps behind to make sure that white privilege can always benefit white males.
Dr. Umar, excuse me. Did you go to public schools?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and so did I, just for the record. And both of us are were at one time black boys. My question to you that I raise is, if we made it through the system and you went on to be very prominent, to become a doctor, to become such an intellectual that you are and a leader, if that produced you, if you were able to come through that system, why are you so afeared that black boys will not survive at this present age?
Well, number one, the statistics prove exactly what my premise are. In America right now, only 1 out of every 4 African-American males will earn a high school diploma. And that statistic has held steady for almost 30 years. And is the primary reason why we have such an explosive school-to-prison pipeline situation, as well as a mass incarceration crisis. I want to be very clear in saying this. You do not judge success by individuals. You judge success by the systematic opportunities given to the masses of any given population.
Well, we were a part of the masses. Is what the point I'm making is that we were once a part of the masses. We still are, as a matter of fact.
Yes, but the point that I'm making is your premise is, since you made it and I made it, nothing's wrong with the system.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that I don't consider myself to be prominent in any way, shape, or form, but I did come up through the system to be able to produce, to be an entrepreneur, to with the help of God, to find my way, to become a better person. I'm just saying, you sound like the system is rigged.
The system is rigged. As I said earlier, it's designed to fail. And I not only speak as a student of public school, I speak as a school administrator, both a former principal and school principal.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I just didn't know. Go ahead. But
yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So I speak as well as an administrator, as well as a school psychologist.
Okay.
I evaluate the kids who go into special education. Three things need to be changed.
Dr. Umar, before you go into your point, I just want to get some participation from our listeners. The number to call in is 410-481-1010. 410-481-1010. We've got a very intellectual discussion going on this afternoon, so I encourage all of our listeners out there. I know we've been away for a while, but please, let's light the boards up. Let's get it going, because we want to get your thoughts and opinions also. 410-481-1010. Thank you, Dr. Umar. Go right ahead.
Yes, sir. I was going to say that what we are in search of as a community is systematic improvements to the educational system. Systematic. I'm not concerned about individual success. That means nothing. One black kid to Harvard, another black kid with a perfect SAT, another black kid opens his own business, another black kid becomes a billionaire. That is not progress as a people. Progress as a people is when you have a system in place that allows more of our children to succeed than to fail. And too often, one of the reasons why we never get down to the business of identifying the principles that govern the failure of black children, the reason we can't do that is too often individuals want to throw up individual random acts of success while ignoring the fact that systematically the schools are designed to fail. So we got to stay away from this.
But I consider myself one of the masses.
Systematic change.
I consider but anyway,
I know what he's saying.
Wants to say something.
How do you feel that the current administration, Betsy DeVos, will do in the larger scheme of things with the system that we know has failed our black boys?
Yes, ma'am. Betsy DeVos is a white racist, and she is the architect of the state of Michigan's charter school empire. And Betsy DeVos was made Secretary of Education by President Trump with the specific agenda of continuing the charterization of America's public schools, which ultimately means the demise and extermination of the public school systems. Charter schools were started to depopulate and defund public schools. Charter schools are the kryptonite to the public school. Now, let me clarify this. We have a lot of black charter schools who do a good job. And for those black charter schools that are out there, in no way am I condemning them, because I work for excellent black charter schools myself. So I am not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. But that does not dismiss the fact that the charter school as a movement hurts black children more than the few that help black children. Charter schools are put there to gentrify the black community, which is why you hardly find charter schools in white suburbs. Over 80% of all charter schools in America are in predominantly black inner city communities, because the charter school becomes the disguise and the face behind which the ethnic cleansing and racial removal gentrification program actually takes place.
That is
isn't interested in improving, she's interested in dismantling.
Thank you. Dr. Umar.
Department of Education. Let me finish the statement, Elder, because you keep interrupting.
No, I'm trying to interrupt you. I'm trying to let the co-host that invited you say something. Oh, God.
No, go ahead, Dr. Umar. Go ahead.
Go right ahead.
It's some callers waiting, but please finish your point.
Sure. Go to the callers. Oh, the point was, the point that I was trying to make was the United States Department of Education has only been in existence since the early 1980s. The United States Constitution does not give our children a right to learn. And so since more than half of all Americans do not have children who attend public school, many of them have been on a crusade to eliminate school tax altogether because the Constitution doesn't require
Dr. Umar.
School no longer exists. Let me finish a
No, I'm trying to let the callers.
But you keep jumping in before.
Because I'm trying to speak to you as you're speaking to us. I'm trying to be polite. So we got callers that like to ask you some questions. I got callers who want to ask you some questions that are much more intelligent, I hope, than I am, okay? Joe, you've been holding for a long time. We got the power.
Hello?
Yes, you're online.
Yes, how you doing?
Good afternoon.
First off, I do follow your work.
Thank you.
A couple years ago, I listened to you speak down at the center down on Howard Street. And I talked to you and told you about you and I got family down in Talbot County, down at St. Stephen Family Church. But anyway, like, I want to say this to you all. Dr. Umar has been on point with a lot of things.
Yes, he has.
With black schools. And I mean, I'm telling you right now, we need to listen to this brother.
Yes.
Because he's been putting stuff, he has really been putting stuff out here, you know, and talking about how a lot of white teachers have diagnosed their black children as ADD, ADHD, and we take it and we use it. It's like we believe whatever they say. This brother's trying to tell me something. I really think you all need to focus, because right now our black children are catching up.
Yeah, they're hurting, and I had 5 of them, so, you know, I'm really interested in what he has to say. Caller, thank you.
I got 4 of them. Thank you. Thank you.
The boards are lit
Joe.
up.
God bless.
Do you want to take another quick call, and then I really want to hear what Dr. Umar has to say.
Okay. All right, let's go to Rick. Rick, we got the power.
Dr. Umar, thank you, sir, for your encouragement and your display of what a man should be. We as black men keep the straight down back and start thinking about we made it. No, we haven't made it. I've made some significant strides in my life, but we have not made it. And we're not going to make it unless we straighten up, get our mind right, and listen to brothers like this who want to bring us up to the level we should be.
Well, I don't know if you maybe indirectly trying to speak to me, but I will say this. I find nothing wrong with Dr. Umar's argument or statements. Matter of fact, I appreciate them. But I, as a black man, I feel like if I got something on my mind I want to ask somebody, I'm going to ask it. And that's what I call we need to do here as black men to maybe help get it together. I don't dispute anything the brother said. I said, matter of fact, he's got more intelligence than me on the certain subjects. But I want to ask a question, I'm going to answer it. And that's nothing got to, and listen, we're trying.
The masses are important. We got to kick that
Hey man, if me, you, and Dr. Umar can...
to where they should be.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your call. Thank you.
Rick, thank you so much. Let's let Dr. Umar finish.
And then we got Brother Carlos and Fred.
We've got a bunch of callers. Dr. Umar, I don't know if you could pick up where you left off. Sure. I could jump on to a bunch of subjects. We just talked about Betsy DeVos. Let me ask, do you feel like the private school sector is like the public school sector?
The private
Hey, Dr. Umar, let's get some of the intelligence of our audience. Let's get some of the intelligence.
I'm kind of in agreement with what you said, Dr. Umar.
We just trying to
let me finish my point, only because I have children in private school, and I kind of see, I think it does do something psychologically to them. I remember my kids saying, there's 500 kids in the school, Mom, guess how many are black? And it was just those 2. And I started, so
Did you take them out?
No.
Okay,
like a dummy, I did not. Let's take
another call. Carlos, we got the power.
Look, Dr. Umar Johnson, I agree with you totally. It is more people think about I when they should be thinking about we. The private schools have been used as a ploy to drain money out of the public coffers, to which educate black children and black culture. And always the Europeans have a way of moving the goalpost, shredding the rules in the Constitution whenever it doesn't benefit them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Dr. Umar, I want to ask you a question.
Thank you, Brother Carlos.
Do you feel that black males learn differently from their counterparts?
Say that again.
Do you feel that black male children or students learn differently than their white counterparts?
Not necessarily. I think that has been an issue that has been exploited in the interest of political and financial agendas. A black boy can learn just like a white boy. He can learn just like a Chinese. He can learn just like an Arab, a Mexican, a Latino, an East Indian. The issue with the black male learner is not that he's so different that you got to subject him to a radically different form of pedagogy. That's not correct. The issue is the black boy is treated differently by almost everyone he encounters within the school system. So he is viewed differently and treated differently by the principal. He is viewed differently and treated differently by his teacher. He is viewed differently and treated differently by the superintendent. We don't need to be making the black boy the focus of change. We need to be making the system the focus of change.
All right, listen, 410-481-1010. We got a very, very deep discussion going on here, and we need your input from the community. I want to hear your thoughts, your ideas, your concerns, and we've got Dr. Umar. How rich is this?
Okay, so with that last statement that you made, tell me what you feel about the black male versus so many white women that happen to be in the teaching profession.
How about just white women, period?
No. Just, the teaching profession. And in your book, Psychoacademic Holocaust, it does have a chapter in that, and I thought it would be worthwhile to sharing that, along with the marketing disorders to parents and teachers. That's a lot to embrace, but if you could touch on it.
Fred and Charles, hold on, we're coming to you. Go ahead, Dr.
So
Umar.
we could let you just speak.
This whole system of black male failure is held together by virtue of the poor investment, concern, and interest that the white, racist, middle-class female teacher has for the black student. As long as the black boy's education rests upon the interest and concern of white females, he will never succeed. White women are not natural stakeholders in the success of a black boy. In fact, it is a conflict of interest for a white teacher to be responsible for the success of a black male, when in fact, if he is successful, then he risks taking political and economic power away from her son in the near future.
So what's the solution? What's your solution?
The solution is for the black community to stop spending $9 billion a year on weave and perm, $4 billion a year on liquor and alcohol, $2 billion a year on Air Jordans, and $1 billion a year on McDonald's, and take that money and reinvest it into our community by way of building independent.
Now you're talking. All right, I like that. All right, Fred, you're next, and then Charles. Fred, we got the power.
You got the power today.
All right, thank you.
Dr. Aru, is your name Aru?
Umar.
Umar, get it right, Fred.
Umar, you need your own radio show, man.
Yes.
Because you're bringing the message to the brothers.
Amen.
But, you talk about the private school, saying I have a daughter graduating from private school. And you're absolutely right about the adjustment a kid has to make. I told her, like you say, you've got two sons there. When she hit me with the question about her, I asked her, who's the smartest girl in your class? And she told me who that was, so I knew she was paying attention. And then I told her to make her goal to be smarter than her. You didn't have to worry about the rest of it. She scored 1990 on the SAT. But you have to change the mindset. And you're absolutely right about, why do you think they want a black man adopt a white child?
Let Dr. Umar. Go ahead, Dr. Umar.
Because of what he said.
Well, as far as the adoption situation, the whole adoption industry is racist and biased towards white and homosexual couples. When a black family or a single black man or woman tries to adopt a child,
Is that better, Fred?
No, I can't hear him at all.
Well, if you get off, well, maybe you need to hang off and Dr. Umar to respond.
I thought I heard the word adoption. Hello?
No.
Yeah, we hear you,
No,
Fred.
you heard him right, Fred. Why don't you drop your call and then you can listen
Call
to
back in, Fred. I'll take you.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. I was saying that the adoption industry is very racist and it is biased against blacks and skewed in favor towards whites and homosexuals who want to adopt our children. It is very difficult for black people to adopt black children. They put them through all these litmus tests, all these background types of investigations. Grandparents can't get their grandkids. Grandma can't get her grandson because her husband, who might be 70 years old, once sold marijuana when he was 17 years old, and because of something on his record 50 years ago, her grandson can't come and live with them. I mean, it's absolutely insane the types of hoops they make us jump through, but they will quickly give black kids away to white folks and put them in homes that really are not safe or suited for the black child, and they also are quick to give our children away to gay and lesbian couples that are white.
Wow.
It is designed to give us a bad deal. But like back in the day when we were coming along, we were on a mission. Because all these kids going to all these black schools in the inner city, the majority of these teachers are black. So whatever they're offering, our kids need to be mastering that. Whatever it is, if they only teach them ABC, then they need to know ABC backwards and forwards. Would you agree?
To an extent. And the reason I say to an extent, my brother, is education is a function of motivation. If children are not motivated to learn, they won't. And the job of the teacher is to spark that interest.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Fred, for your call, man. Thank you.
Okay,
God
we're going
bless
to take
you.
another quick one.
All right, let's get Charles. He's been very patient. Charles, we got the power.
Yes, how's everyone today?
Good, great.
All right, and Dr. Umar, how you doing?
All is well, sir.
All right, now I'm Charles. They call me Charles the Complainer. So I definitely understand your position because you're giving up too much truth, and that's not allowed on black radio.
It's going on right now, y'all.
We're looking at you as a complainer right now, but you're doing what we always try to do. We try to inform and teach the people, but for some reason, they just keep rebutting us. They regurgitate. They refuse to digest the information that will make all of our lives better. So thank you, brother. I just called in.
Umar, do you have something?
You to finish what you were trying to say.
Yeah. Dr. Charles?
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles.
All right, Charles. Thanks a lot for your call, man. Dr. Umar, do you want to respond to Charles?
I agree with what Brother Charles had said. And I also think we also have to put some responsibility on the shoulders of the black bourgeoisie within the education industry, because we do have a lot of black superintendents around the country who really are not telling the truth and exposing the evil and the shame that is being done to black children. And the reason they're not being honest with the community about the extent of the racism within the school system is because they don't want to lose their job.
Exactly.
So we have black people on local school boards. We have black people on local school boards who are not fighting to change the policies that need to be changed. Discipline policies need to be changed. Special education evaluation policies need to be changed. Retention and graduation policies need to be changed. Athletic policies need to be changed. No child should be allowed to play a sport if they're failing a class. So there's so much that's going on that we can do small things to make the situation better, but you got black bourgeoisies who are more concerned about their reputation than the success of our children.
Dr. Umar, what's your thoughts on the in the sports industry, the athletes being almost how can I say it, deducted, having pay deducted, or losing compensation for their skills in football if they don't if they take a knee? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't agree with it. It's racist, and I think that it speaks to the fact that the NFL Players Association, that actually has a black president, I believe it's the Philadelphia Eagle, by the way, and I think that shows how weak they are, because why would you let a corporation strip you of your First Amendment rights? You have a First Amendment constitutional right to peaceful protest. They don't have a right to interfere with that, and I'm surprised that the NFL Players Union is the NFL for discrimination against First Amendment rights. They cannot stop you from protesting peacefully. So this is an issue that should still be fought against, but unfortunately, the players, because they're more concerned with their paychecks than with freedom, they're accepting it in silence.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, 410-481-1010. You got it here, y'all. Come on with the calls. All right.
Dr. Umar, let me ask you about the whole AD, and I know you spoke professionally on it, the whole need for this medication thing for our young black boys that, that I feel that they may be trying to push as an agenda.
How about for black men too? Go ahead, excuse me.
Well, the difference between the adult and the child, for the sake of clarity, and the reason why I have such an issue with child psychiatry, is children do not self-refer for medication. No child asks their parents to go put me on drugs because I have trouble paying attention.
Amen. Amen.
Adults are self-referred. So if I want to take meds, I can take them.
Okay.
If I get side effects, I can stop.
Okay.
Child doesn't have that type of control.
But what about the medication that we get from doctors that we take that have legitimate side effects that we get a prescription for? What about those type of medications?
Well, those are problematic as well. Very problematic. Of course, we know that 500,000 people die every year in America from medication, not the disease. But when you're dealing with children, you're dealing with an extra aspect of the exploitation because children are not self-referred, and very young children cannot speak about the impact that the drug is having on them because a lot of them are not verbal. If you have an autistic kid taking medicine for autism, which doesn't have a cure, so you shouldn't be medicated anyway, they're not able to tell their mom that I'm getting a headache, or this is affecting my ability to sleep, or I'm always hungry, or always tired, or whatever the case may be. So we got to be very careful when we start giving children meds. But in order to understand the drugging movement against black boys by way of ADHD and America's pharmaceutical companies, you have to understand Vietnam. Vietnam really showed America how effective a drug movement could be against its own domestic enemy, which is the American black man and woman. When they put the drugs into Vietnam and they saw how they were able to make so many soldiers docile on both sides of the war, they said we should try this at home. And so it's no coincidence that the ADHD movement and the crack cocaine movement for the adults, as you mentioned, began in 1980, right after the conclusion of the Vietnam War. America decided that chemical warfare could be more effective against black people.
You've been watching too much Snowfall.
No, I think, Doc, that is such a, I think a lot, we're going to have to get a tape of this show so we can listen to this information and really digest it. When are you coming to Baltimore again? Or the D.C. area?
I was in Baltimore the day before Mother's Day. I'll probably be coming back to Baltimore in November or December.
Oh, okay. That's not too far.
Just before the winter strikes.
Okay, and so we'll follow your website just to see when you are coming back. This is just such a wealth of information. I want to be sure that I touch on all the topics. You said in one part of your book that if you talk to black boys, they'll say they have a problem with boredom and monotony in terms of learning, and you don't see that when they play these video games. And you had an interesting assessment about video games, and if you could speak to our audience about that, I think it's powerful.
But that's another generation.
No, but I want you to speak on that, Dr. Umar.
It's interesting you brought that up because a report just came out last week that the American Psychiatric Association, as well as the organization that oversees the International Classification of Diseases, they are strongly including video game addiction as a diagnosable condition in the next issue of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. So, and I support it because the research says that the same sections of the brain that are stimulated during crack cocaine usage are also stimulated during video game usage. And they conclude that video gaming can create an addiction that is just as strong as crack or heroin over the long term.
I believe it, because these kids can't get off the game.
But you guys act like there's something wrong. Something affected every possible
I think it is something wrong. Would you not agree with
But how
strong
many people
video
just
games.
live and they have...
No, I'm talking about kids especially. They're on these games. They're on these games like non-stops for hours.
Not only are they on the game non-stop, we also have to keep in mind the types of games that they're playing. 95% of the most popular games in the black community, and for all of America for that point, black or white, are games of violence. They are games of death. They are games that are designed to desensitize our children to seeing other people murdered. Let's keep in mind, these are the same types of video games that are used to train Marines.
Dr. Umar.
In the armed services.
Dr. Umar.
You're right.
What's your thought on Black Panther?
The movie?
Yes.
Two thoughts. One thought, the cinematography was excellent.
Okay.
As a production, it is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life. And from an artistic standpoint, from a cinematography standpoint, from a script standpoint, casting standpoint, A+.
Okay.
From a political message standpoint, it gets an F-. The message was horrible. The message basically stated that Africans need to leave African Americans alone, especially the black conscious ones, because they are filled with hate. And although they claim to love Africa and claim to be Pan-Africanists like Killmonger, if you let them into your country, they will do more harm than good.
Oh my God.
African Americans, well, you need to leave your African brothers and sisters alone because they sold you into slavery and they don't want anything to do with you now.
Wow. They
Wow.
said so. But we've got a caller on the phone. Let's take, I think his name is Frank.
Frank, we got the power.
You're on with Dr. Umar. You're a lucky man.
Well, hello, and thanks for accepting my call. I'd just like to say, Dr. Umar, I appreciate your work. I follow you, and I know how serious you take your work and your legacy. I just wanted to talk to the other guy and kind
Speak.
of ask you, do you believe that Dr. Umar is too black or whatever? I guess what I'm trying to say is, do you take his work as serious as everybody else?
Yes. He's directing the question to me.
I know, but I almost want to answer that for him.
Well,
go ahead, you answer
all
it,
right,
then I'm going to answer
Thank
it.
you. Okay.
I got something to say about that.
Thank you for engaging me in the conversation here. But yes, definitely. I think Dr. Umar. I don't think you could be too pro-black. I think I'm all for that, and I'm in agreement. All I'm just saying is that I'm just one who asks questions about things and want understanding, and I believe that I have that right, and that's what I do.
You absolutely have that right, but I believe that a lot of the listeners calling in and listening to the show right now are here to be educated and to really listen and take this information that he has.
Well, I'm not stopping that. I'm not stopping that at all. I think I'm furthering the discussion by asking the question, just like you furthered the discussion by asking me what you did, as you did. Now, I responded. I think that helps create the discussion and further our knowledge so we can move to the needle point.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Okay, and I appreciate that. And my little quick statement about it is, I don't think that Reverend William Wingo knows the full extent of Dr. Umar Johnson. So I'm going to try to bring him on board with that, and he's probably hearing just like I am. So,
well, if he was sitting in the station with me, asking
you know
the same
what,
question.
Dr. Umar,
Anyway,
I'm trying to get you in station.
Dr. Umar, we got one more caller. Thank you. Thank you, Frank.
Dr. Umar,
right,
you know what?
Let's get Brown
when
in.
you
Brown?
come in November or December, would you think about coming in studio? It's a different experience.
Oh, sure. I can even come down before that because Baltimore, is only...
Well, you should be here this weekend. It's like airfram.
We're actually leaving for Egypt and Ethiopia, our 2-week tour on Sunday.
Wow. Well, you got to come here and just relax. I know you're working all the time, but anyway, I digress. It's another caller
I've been
on the
to
line.
Egypt. I saw the pyramids. Come on.
Okay, let's take another caller.
Brown, we got the power.
I got the power. Brown from Sandtown. Dr. Umar, talk about this homosexuality, where they stating that people is born that way. What do you think about it? Because it's running wild in the black community amongst young black men and young black women. Speak on it.
Yes, sir. 4 points on the homosexual crusade against black youth. Number one, to understand it, you have to understand the 1974 Secretary of State Henry Kissinger National Population Policy Memorandum. Henry Kissinger told the United States government that if we want to deal with black population control in America and around the world, we're going to have to teach sexual alternative behavior. He also advocated sex education in the schools as a way to reduce population. It began with birth control, but then it evolved into homosexuality. Now, most public school districts in America have some form of homosexual education, whether it be in the health class or the social studies class or the sciences. Number two, you have to understand the American Psychiatric Association and the 1973 APA conference, where they voted homosexuality off the list of mental illness, although they had no scientific research to prove that people were born gay. Number three, you have to understand the assassination of Dr. King in '68 and the need to redirect the American public's attention away from a black agenda to another minority issue. Right after they killed Dr. King, they immediately shifted to homosexual rights instead of black rights. And that's one of the reasons why the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 included homosexuals and women. Sexual orientation and gender were included as protected categories, not just black people. So the Civil Rights Bill was actually co-opted in favor of gays and white women. And the last point is you have to understand the election of President Barack Hussein Obama, who was elected in office with the specific domestic agenda policy item of making homosexuality acceptable to black Americans.
Why do you think President Obama...
No. It was just a policy put in place. I need to ask a quick question because we're running up against the time.
Yeah,
do you think there's any proof to the homosexuality thing being a genetic thing in terms of the pesticides that have been in the food? And there's a doctor, I forget his name is Tyrone something, that was able to do some extensive studies on that. If you have any thoughts on that?
I'm still reviewing that literature, but here's my current position. Feminization is not the same as homosexuality. For example, you can be an effeminate male and be heterosexual. You can have a female's voice. You can have female hips. You can have a female posture, a female energy, but not be attracted to men. I think the food and the chemicals and the drugs and the hormones effeminize black males. They raise their estrogen levels, reduce their testosterone levels, and I do believe that you can induce effeminate physical traits in men. However, I do not equate that with being sexually attracted to another man. To want to have sexual cohabitation with a male, I believe that is profoundly psychological, that it can be socially indoctrinated, but I don't think there's any chemicals or hormones that can make a man want to have sex with another man.
Right, so socially indoctrinated meaning that there might have been some type of molestation or something, or...
Without question, some sort of sexual trauma, and also being exposed to it. So, for example, I would argue that most black children today who are beginning to come onto homosexuality, it's not because of rape, it's not because of abuse, it's not because of fatherlessness or motherlessness, it's because they're being socially indoctrinated with it. It's all on the internet, it's on every TV station, every high school has a gay group, most middle schools have a gay gangs. In Philadelphia, we had a big gay gang problem a couple years ago. You see, so it's so popular that a lot of children are choosing to be gay because the gay group and the gay individuals are more popular than the heterosexuals. Now, being gay is what's in right now, and a lot of kids are flocking to it for that reason, not because of a trauma.
Wow, I think this is a good point to maybe the end.
Yeah, I mean, that is absolutely powerful. I mean, just being someone that has grown up seeing a product of two gay men or two gay women that have raised children, and you kind of see the children kind of somewhat wanting to lean that way as well.
Not to mention the amount of homosexual and lesbian couples that are foster caring and adopting black children. When you grow up in a house with two moms and two dads, you can pretty much count that by the time that child is 1960 or 1970. They're saying they don't know why. They know exactly why. The reason why black teenage pregnancy is down is because black teenage lesbianism and homosexuality is up. And that's the exact reason why they introduced this campaign into our community.
Well, my son, excuse me, I don't want to cut you off, but we've got to stop the show. But just on that end note of yours, I truly appreciate what you bring to our show, your intelligence, your knowledge, your credentials, and all of that. And I disagree with you on the homosexuality issue.
Why?
Because I think we as people just need to learn how to love each other instead of trying to figure out what somebody's sexuality is.
I don't think love is the issue. I don't think it's
well, maybe you don't, but I do.
It's not, because we still love anyone that's homosexual.
So
that's
we
not
want
it.
to be critical. Or,
I don't think it's being critical. I think it's just facts.
Well, so what difference does it make?
Help me out, Dr. Umar. I think it's just facts. It's not love because they need love more than anybody. Those people are suicidal. They have a fear of being unaccepted.
You can separate the behavior from the human being. We don't agree with murder, but it doesn't mean you have to hate the murderer. Anything introduced into the black community that does not benefit us must be confronted, it must be evaluated, and it must be criticized. And homosexuality in a community where most black women will never get married, where so many black boys don't have a father, there is no positive benefit to that lifestyle. We are against it for that reason. We don't object to the person.
But it seems like to me that you guys are condemning everything that's going on in the community from some aspect.
No.
I mean, from education to homosexuality. I mean, from everything. I mean,
if it's not progressive or productive, it must be condemned.
Yeah,
I agree with you. 85% of what's going on in the black community serves no positive use for us. Most of our institutions are dysfunctional. Most of our politicians are dysfunctional, and we have to confront those evils.
Well, I was waiting for you. I was waiting for him to say most of our preachers or churches.
That's a whole other discussion.
Hey, Dr. Umar, thank you, man.
Dr.
We appreciate
Umar,
you. I appreciate you, my brother.
I'll call you later.
Hey.
I appreciate you.
All right.
Hope I can get you in studio.
All right.
And I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to get grilled the way you have today.
Oh, no. Hey, it's been fun. Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Wow, that was great.
Okay.
But I have an announcement to make, and I've got I need about 2 or 3 minutes to do it. I've come to the time when the purpose of Power Magazine in its printed edition, as is, will no longer be distributed. And I would like to thank everyone out there, whether they be advertisers or whether they be churches or whether you have given me encouragement in any way, shape, or form. I just want to thank you and let you know that I love you, and that the great thing about it is every round goes higher and higher. So I'm looking for the next round.
Yeah.
That God has me on.
I'm looking for
we're
looking for digital.
Yeah, we're looking for digital.
So
but we're looking.
You're looking for the digital portion of it.
Yeah.
And I would be remiss if I didn't take the time to thank my husband and family and all the wonderful people that we have at RNA Movers. Thank you so much for being a support. I'm asking you guys, support our business, which is rnamovers.com. Give us a call at 410-888-9311. We've been supporters of the Power Magazine radio show.
No doubt.
And we think that it is so necessary for us to support each other in business endeavors such as this.
And to be honest with you, I think we do. And I think we have. It's just that in any business, things change, times change, seasons change. And what we have to do is we have to be able to figure out what is the next change that's on its way, innovation that's on its way. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And I think that that it's time.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I would like to say that, Ann, you have been a great co-host.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I don't know. God just dropped me a gift out of the sky.
And you didn't even know it, did you?
I
told you.
I didn't know.
Told you years ago, right?
Did?
Yes, I did. Let me share a funny story. I met this guy and put $20 in his hand with it might have been 100, with my phone number on it. And guess what he did?
You spent the money.
Right. But he was doing something that I wanted to do because I'm really passionate about the issues that we face as a community. And I'm looking forward to bringing on more people like Dr. Umar.
Amen.
And more people that can actually educate us in our community about how we move forward, what our issues are, and that can speak with the power and the fluency that Dr. Umar has. And I look forward to doing more of that.
Amen. Amen. And we look forward to doing more of that because we have a great community. There's a lot we can improve upon, but we have a great community. We're doing great things, and we can do better, and we should do better, and we will do better.
And, we haven't seen each other in a while. The only time I see you now was on the pulpit.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
but I see your husband more than I see you.
Well, that's okay. That's because
he
he's
sings
on
in the
he's
choir.
on the choir.
Yeah.
Right. The kids are looking at me like, why is Dr. Wingo up there with God?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So, anyway, I look forward to seeing you, even though I don't really sit all the way up front. So I appreciate you being up on the pulpit and seeing all those wonderful men that participate in service each Sunday. So that's really important.
God is good.
To me,
God is good.
Now all we need you is in that robe and that collar.
Oh, I'm very comfortable in the skin I'm in. But thank you for those belongings also. I'll take them if they come. Amen to that. Hey, we got to get out of here. We're having too much fun.
We do. So,
it's been a great show.
God willing,
we
we'll
got
see
the power.
you next week.
We got the power.
Got the power today.
We got the power.
Amen, amen.